So getting straight into it without wasting any time, start at the start. A lot of people get worried about, how am I ever going to get to that top level, or how am I ever going to, become a manager? How am I ever going to do all these fancy jobs that I see so many people doing? And like, what's a project manager, and what's a, operations manager? What's a events coordinator? What do they do? How am I ever going to be a data analyst? And they get worried by all these fancy terms that people throw around the whole time. And I just want to say, don't worry about that. Those things will come in time. What you have to do when you're starting out is start at the start. Start with maybe something small like customer service, or an additional, an initial administration role, or a coordinator role, or anything that will get your foot in the door so you can learn more about what's going on in a company or in an organization. There's a famous saying that, or a famous question, how do you eat an elephant? And the answer is one bite at a time. And that's the way you need to think about your career if you're starting off. This might seem easy to you, it might seem very straightforward, but I wish I had this advice 10 years ago when I was talking to myself. So that's the first thing, start at the start. The second thing is forget the jargon. There's a huge amount of fancy terms that are put into job descriptions, like interpersonal communication skills, and written verbal communication, and conflict resolution, and customer relationship management. And these are all very fancy terms or jargon to describe very simple things, like customer relationship management or client relationship management is just looking after people and making sure that they have what they need from the organization. It's calling them on the phone, it's sending them emails, it's meeting them in person, and making sure they have what they need and any problems they have are dealt with. And written and verbal communication, well, this is something that you do every day. You do it with your friends, you do it with your family members. If you've done any part-time jobs, you do the same thing there. Written communication, think you're writing emails all the time, and on the phone you're writing text messages. The only difference is in the workplace, it's a little bit more formal. Not massively more formal like it used to be years ago, just a little bit more formal. Conflict resolution, if you're dealing with a problem or somebody who's unhappy or not satisfied, how do you deal with that? Well, most people would say they listen to the problem first, they try to find some solutions. If they can't find any clear solutions, they try to find the middle ground, and then they try to resolve it with that person. It's very rarely a perfect solution, but that's the best we can do in most circumstances. So just to let you know that there's a lot of jargon out there, but it's usually not nearly as intimidating as it might sound at the start. So please cut through the jargon and see things for what they really are. The third thing is back yourself. You got to back yourself when you start out. I know you might not be feeling super confident, and that's okay, it's normal. But look, you got to go out there, you got to make mistakes, and you got to learn. The best time to make mistakes is when you're younger, because there's less riding on it. So you want to make as many mistakes as you can, because the more mistakes you make, the more you're going to learn. There's a famous Nobel Prize winner who says the biggest mistake you can make is not making any mistakes. And my interpretation of that is he knows that the more mistakes you make, the more progress you're gonna achieve. So please think about that. Make as many mistakes as you can. Learn your transferable skills. I spoke about them briefly. Do you have skills in customer management? Do you have skills in dealing with people? Do you have good interpersonal skills? Do you have good organization skills? Do you have good presentation skills? Do you have good time management skills? Are you adaptable? Can you deal with a lot of variety? Do you have strong attention to detail? I think it's good to put all of these type of skills into your vocabulary and put a few of them on your CV once it's relevant for that position. In terms of your CV and your cover letter, look, there's lots of templates there online. You can come to a professional like me, of course, but there's lots of templates online that will give you a very, very good start in creating your CV or your cover letter. You don't need to recreate the wheel. A lot of people will talk about, I've qualifications, like I've got a degree or a master's degree, but I don't have experience. This is obviously a big problem a lot of the time. But look, everyone has to start somewhere. And, everyone didn't have experience at one time and then they had experience. So what I say is if you can work for someone for a short period of time, or if you can get your foot in the door of a job that doesn't need experience, and there are jobs out there, just try searching on Indeed for, no experience, and a few jobs will pop up. Or do a short-term internship. I don't mean like 6 months or like a year or something like really, really long. just do a short internship to get some experience, and then you can put that on your CV. But look, we can't accept that as something that's going to hold you back, because then none of us would have experience. Nobody in the world would have experience if we're all waiting to get experience first. A lot of people have a negative voice in their head. It says that, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not qualified enough, I'm not experienced enough, whatever it might be. A lot of people have that negative voice in their head, and look, it's not beneficial. It can be good to help you improve if you say, okay, I could have done that better. That can be good, but also we have to balance it out with like a positive side, a positive voice to say, okay, I'm doing the best I can, I'm trying as hard as I can, I'm learning as quickly as I can. So I just think if you can know that a lot of people have that negative voice, and just try and listen to it, but also to put the positive in there as well, to say, okay, this is going well, I'm making efforts, I'm learning as much as I can, I'm making applications, I'm trying to get out there and meet people, and balance those two. So you've got the critical voice that tries to help you get better and tries to look for areas of improvement, but then you've also got the voice of gratitude or voice of success, which helps you to balance and say, yeah, look, you are doing well, you are making progress, keep going, and you balance both of those out. But I just wanted to share this quick video with you to know that, look, there's other people in this position. It's very, very common, and hopefully some of the tips or ideas in this have been useful for you. Of course, if you want to come and speak to me, please let me know. My email is info@ork.ie. Ork as in Ronan Kennedy. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. I hope it's been helpful.